I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night. I smoke something down, I drink something down, I'm feeling it now, I'm feeling it now. I could say it out loud. When I see you, my heart goes, whoa. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in. I feel so bright, I feel so gifted, I feel so high, I feel so lifted. By my side is where you're sitting, in my life is where you fit in, yeah. I never thought that I would get this far. I wanna drive around in the nice cars, I wanna forget about my scars and just have a good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. Tonight, the Truck Series heads out west for the second part of the West Coast swing for Season 2. These drivers are going to have their hands full all the way around this 1 mile track, but maybe no more than in the dogleg. And with the mention of the dogleg, that means one track and one track only. This is Phoenix Raceway. Located in Avondale, Arizona, this track opened its front gates to the NASCAR community in 1964 and has created some amazing racing and magical moments ever since, especially when NASCAR moved the championship race to Phoenix in 2020. Last season, these Truck Series drivers battled it out on the legacy configuration of this track, but that is not the case tonight. These drivers are going to be slipping and sliding in this hot desert temperature, and what does that mean? Some great racing for us up here in the booth and for those of you at home in your living rooms. Last week, Matt Tucker found his way to victory lane at Auto Club for the second straight drama-filled race in the closing laps. Are we in for another memorable finish here tonight? And will we have our third different winner to start Season 2 off? Find out the answers to that and so much more coming up next. This is where the names are made, right here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. This is NEXXTCAR, and this is Phoenix.
It has to happen. Gotta prove myself. It has to happen like this, like this. You're going up against the greatest, and it's gonna get messy. If you wanna try to test me, you're going up against the greatest. Take a swing, you're gonna miss me. Yeah, it's going down in history. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest. I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest, I'm the greatest.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back here to race number 3 of Season 2 here for the NEXXTCAR Truck Series here at Phoenix Raceway. These drivers are going to have their hands full tonight. There is absolutely no doubt about it. You can see Matthew Tucker, your last week's winner at Auto Club, slipping and sliding. Jonathan Wright's going to go around right behind him as well. This track temperature is hot. It's humid. And that means that we are in for some great racing. And these drivers are going to have their hands full because when that track temperature is high, that means there is absolutely no grip for these tires. And that puts on an amazing show for us up here in the booth and for you guys at home. Last week at Auto Club didn't disappoint either. It backed up its performance last season in Season 1 with an absolutely fantastic race. And, well, last week was no different. Matthew Tucker came away with his first win of Season 2 in a definitely drama-filled race once again. We started the season out at Talladega with some drama in the closing laps when the darkness fell upon the track quicker than anyone anticipated. And then last week, a late race caution that, some drivers questioned probably should never have been thrown. Well, that late race caution came out, and Toby Kelsey was a man on a mission until that final caution came out. It got extended, and he ran out of gas in the closing laps, handing the win to Matthew Tucker. That's all part of racing, folks. Some things go your way, well, some things don't. And last week was definitely not the way that Toby Kelsey needed it to go. But he's looking to rebound from that here tonight. He's currently sitting 6th on your standings. As you can see him in the number 8 coming off of pit road in that number Rowdy Energy Chevy Silverado. Let's go ahead and get your tower up, and you guys can check out and see where everybody is lining up here tonight with 3 minutes left in practice here around this 1-mile track of Phoenix Raceway. Peyton Tulloch is going to be leading the way here in practice. Robert Babcock in 2nd, Matthew Tucker 3rd, Jonathan Wright in 4th, and Ronnie Norman, your winner from Talladega, is going to be rounding out your top 5 here with just under 3 minutes left here in practice. Folks, if you are new here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League, these drivers practice from 8 p.m. Eastern all the way to 9 p.m. And then at 9:01, these drivers hit the track for qualifying. And then at 9:05 p.m. is your drivers meeting. And then your 34 drivers in the Truck Series head to the grid at 9:10 p.m. Eastern. They got 120 laps here tonight around this 1-mile track, and there's going to be action-filled laps all the way from the drop of the green flag all the way to the checkered tonight. These drivers better be ready for it because we've talked about it. This track is hot. This track is slick. Well, these drivers better be up to the test tonight because if they're not, they are going to be in for one long race. It might only be 120 laps, folks, 120 miles, but it is going to be a grueling 120 miles. These drivers are going to have to be careful. They're going to have to drive aggressive, but they're going to have to be careful with it. They're going to have to get their elbows out. You see Toby cutting the dog leg there. That is legal, just like in NASCAR. Last season, we were at the Legacy configuration here at Phoenix. Well, they didn't have the dog leg back then. So this is something that these drivers are going to be using to their advantage here tonight. Like we said, they did not have that last season when we came here in the Legacy. But that is going to be crucial here tonight, folks. That dog leg, you have got to be so careful with that transition off the racing groove down onto the dog leg. And then more important, you got to be careful getting back up onto the racing groove, especially on these restarts, folks. These restarts are going to be wild tonight. You're going to have both lanes inside and outside, both diving it down onto the dog leg. Well, the guys on the inside are going to have to be mindful of the guys on the outside, because if you come up and you got that guy on your outside, well, guess what? You are going for one wild ride here, and that is about the last thing you want to do. So that dog leg is going to create its problems here tonight, and folks, I cannot wait for it. 35 seconds until we get to qualifying. Cannot wait. Phoenix last season, it definitely presented an iffy race, you know, but it fell at the beginning of the season last season, and, you know, a lot of drivers were still learning, and, you know, that's exactly, you know, they progressed as the season went on, which is exactly what you want to see, and hopefully they can take what they learned at Phoenix last season and, you know, move it into tonight. But you see Matthew Tucker, Peyton Tulloch getting very loose there, getting into the wall a couple times there. But, folks, practice is over. These drivers are going to be heading to qualifying. They've got 3 laps, 5 minutes to put down the fastest lap they can here to try to claim the pole in the 3rd race of the season. You saw it, the cars have disappeared. It's time to bring up your information for tonight's race. Before we get to your race info, let's go ahead and let's check out your point standings here in this one. Ronnie Norman, we talked about it, your your Talladega winner in race number 1 this season in a very weather-shortened race. Well, I say very, but it was shortened by 6 laps. Well, he has come out here and he is sitting on the top of the standings here with 74 points. Right behind him, not too far behind, Robert Asong, one of the guys that last season progressed as the season went on. Well, he is starting the season out really good, just 5 points behind your leader in 2nd. Then you got Brandon Dunford in 3rd, Nicholas Trudeau in 4th, and Matt Tucker rounding out your top 5. Then you got Bolander, Mayu, Larson, J.D. Larson, that is, Peyton Tulloch in 9th, Aaron Moore in 10th, Jonathan Wright in 11th. All those guys, 3 drivers tied for that 9th place, Tulloch, Moore, and Wright. Then you got Kelsey in 12th, Douglas Hess, a rookie, in 13th, Zimmer, Henning, Turner, Bocock, and Branson all rounding out your top 18. And then you can see the rest of the field there on the right-hand side. But, folks, these standings, after 2 races, you can see just how many drivers are all tied for points. Last season, it ended with a tie for the championship. That win, very crucial when it came to Matthew Erickson opening up the season. Will we see a repeat here for Ronnie Norman? Will that opening season win at Talladega prove to be the deciding factor here in this one? Only time will tell, folks, but these drivers have got a very important task at hand tonight. Phoenix is not an easy track, as we are going to go ahead and we are going to check out your team standings as well now for the Truck Series. Remember, we are back to teams, folks, so this is absolutely huge as you see HVAC Motorsports, led by Matthew Erickson at the top of the standings with a 236. Blue Collar Racing moved up a couple spots up there into 2nd place with 230. American Badass Racing 3rd, Fifth Gear 4th, Redline Racing 5th, and American Defenders Racing in 6th. And then on the right-hand side, you got your Cup Series. Cup Series, you know, still pretty tight as well. Just a 5-point lead for the American Defenders Racing over American Badass Racing. And then HVAC Motorsports a little ways back in 3rd, Fifth Gear Racing 4th, Redline Racing 5th, and then Blue Collar rounding out your 6th place there in the Cup Series. But these team standings, not only are these drivers racing for the Drivers' Championship, we have got 6 captains that are battling it out for the Team Championship. So many different things going into this season, folks, and these drivers, they know exactly what is on the line here in this one. But let's go ahead and let's get your race information up here for tonight. Week number 3 here for the HVAC Desert 120 at Phoenix Raceway, presented by HVAC Designs and W Energy. These drivers have 120 laps, 120 miles around this 1 mile very flat track of Phoenix Raceway. That air temperature, 77 degrees. Partly cloudy skies with 6-mile-an-hour winds. That track temperature, we are going to keep an eye on it all race long, folks. But it started out in practice at 113 degrees. Well, now it's dropped to 101. So these drivers are going to be having to keep an eye on that as well. You're going to have to race the track. That track is going to change as this race progresses. So these drivers are going to have to adapt. These drivers are going to have to overcome. And these drivers are gonna have their hands full. You see it right there in the configuration. Oval with the open dog leg. We talked about it in practice. That dog leg is gonna be crucial, especially on these restarts. When they're side by side, the guys on the inside line are gonna have to be mindful of where the guys on the outside line are, because you do not want to come up into the guy on the outside, because you do, especially at the front, mayhem will follow. But folks, let's go ahead and let's get your qualifying results up there right now. These guys have 30 seconds left in qualifying. Peyton Tulloch and Douglas Hess leading the way right now with 21 drivers. It looks like 22 about to put a lap down. It's looking like we actually have to reload our overlay there. We got a little... There we go. That's looking a little better. We had a couple of names on top of each other there. So let's go ahead as Tulloch and Wright. Then, yep, we got 22 guys down there now. So 22 drivers showing up here tonight for Phoenix. But, folks, the first 5 minutes are over for qualifying. You know what that means. It is time for your drivers meeting here from Phoenix, folks. Let's give these guys another probably 30 seconds or so, and then we are going to head down there, and we are going to get this drivers meeting started. All right, let's head down to the track and let's get your drivers meeting started here from Phoenix for the 3rd race of Season 2. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir. Indeed.
All right, everybody, welcome back here to the 3rd race of Season 2 here at Phoenix Raceway. Let's improve on last season, as it was a pretty rough one. You are here at the new configuration with the open dog leg. So you guys can cut that dog leg and you will not get penalized for it. You do have 30 incident counter tonight, along with 1 fast repair. You guys also have 5 sets of tires, with 4 of them sitting on pit road for you guys for 120 laps for 120 miles tonight. Geico Restart Zone will be in effect, as always. The initial start will be on the flagman. When he drops that green flag, you are good to go. If you are starting in second, do not pass the leader until you cross that start-finish line, or else iRacing will give you a black flag. I know we've had a couple incidents in all 3 series here on these restarts where people keep getting a jump the restart. The big thing with that is, you guys are exceeding the pace speed. Your pace speed tonight is 55 mile an hour, so just try to keep it under that and you will not get that. But if you do get a black flag, go ahead and get with Camden as he is back as race control, and he will clear it as he sees fit. Anyone got any questions tonight?
Yeah, I got you one. If you're leading the race back to the restart, can the leader move up if they have the opportunity to do so?
What do you mean by move up?
I think you'll be fine because that was only at auto club. So he's saying like if you're the leader and you change lanes up after you go through the box.
That should be a no, because that's changing lanes. It's like a super speedway. You can't change lanes to the line, no matter if you're clear or not.
I mean, I don't plan on leading any laps. I'm just trying to clarify because I did it last week.
Yeah, no, we're just going to keep it like NASCAR rules and don't change lanes, whether you're on the inside or outside line, until after you cross the start-finish line.
Hey, I have a better question, actually. How are we officiating restarts with dogleg? I know there's going to be guys that get better runs and stuff. I'm assuming that the inside lane has to stay behind the car that's in front of them until past the line. So I want to double-check that. That way I'm not getting dive bombed by a guy behind me before the line.
Yep, do not start your move until after the start-finish line.
10-4, thank you.
Ronnie, Nick put a question in the chat if you didn't see it.
If Nick means going below the yellow line for the dog leg, wait until after the start-finish line. NASCAR.
No, Nick, you yourself are only allowed to turn right on pace laps. I don't know how you're going to do it, but good luck, buddy.
Yeah, Nick, happy birthday, buddy. I hope someone bought you a wheel that turns left on the pace laps while you're warming up your tires.
Yeah, for real. Don't turn it right. Don't do that.
But if that's what all y'all got, let's have a good one tonight. Good luck, everybody.
Turn right if Peyton's next on your outside, though.
All right, folks. They are heading to the grid here for the 120 laps here at Phoenix Raceway. Let's go ahead and let's get your starting lineup here on the screen. Peyton Tulloch grabbing his pole here. Jonathan Wright in second. Douglas Hess in third. Matt Tucker fourth. Toby Kelsey rounding out your top five. Robert Babcock 6th, Brandon Dunford 7th, David Chandler 8th, Ronnie Norman 9th, Josh Mayu 10th, Andrew Bolander 11th, Nicholas Don Francesco in 12th. For some reason, my grid ain't working here. Hold on. For some reason, my grid is not working here. Whoops. Because I know we got more than just 12 guys out here. Yeah, SDK Gaming had a huge update right when I logged in. I had about 12 seconds to get everything done here that took me about 2 hours prior. So, folks, I am not sure what is going on here. Is our gridding is not working right now. It is not letting me move on to the rest of the field here. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly why that's not letting me move it on, but folks, it is time to go racing. As you can see them pacing here in this one. Let's go ahead and we're going to get your tower up here for your pacing. Not sure what's going on with that either. It's got the caution banner up. It's all sorts of messed up here. Hold on. Let's see if we can't reload everything here. Whoa, okay, that just really messed everything up here. Hold on. Oh, boy. All right, there we go. Uh-oh. We have lost everybody's paint schemes now. I don't understand what is going on with SDK Gaming right now. But green flag is going to be out here at Phoenix as everybody's paint scheme is now finally all loaded in. I apologize for that as we've got mayhem already. The dogleg creating issues here in this one already. And several guys into the wall. Toby Kelsey's into the wall. Major mayhem out front already in this one. Peyton Tulloch taking full advantage of it with the pull. He is going to come around to lead his first lap of the race. But everyone out back, major implications out back for Toby Kelsey and several others. Riding along on Andrew Bolander's number 4 Rockwell Chevy Silverado. He's currently running around in that 6th position with Ronnie Norman right in front of him in 5th. But Peyton Tulloch continues to lead the way as we are under what looks to be caution here for the first time tonight. Yeah, I'm not sure what happened with SDK Gaming there. Like I said, had a huge update when I tried to log in earlier right before the race, and I had to go through it. I had to update everything, re-put all the graphics in. So apparently I missed something there a little bit, but hey, we are under our first caution of the night. Just 3 laps in here as Jimmy Emos is going to bring out your first one here tonight. Just 3 laps in to 120. I also wasn't expecting these guys to go racing that quick. I thought for sure we were going to have a 2-pace lap. But Peyton Tulloch taking full advantage here. He grabbed the pole. Well, he had jumped out to an early lead there. Missed all the mayhem with Toby Kelsey, who started in 2nd. Well, you see Toby Kelsey back there in 13th and dropping as he is coming to pit road. He's got a lot of damage to that number 8. It's going to be interesting to see if he's going to have to use a quick repair this early on in the race, which would change everything for him. And that would completely change his strategy. As you see the 14 on pit road as well. That is going to be Robert Babcock getting major damage fixed in that number 14 Ford F-150. Right now, just one green flag lap in. Your biggest mover of the race right now is going to go to the way of Steve Bocock in the 12 truck. Welcome back, Steve. We missed you last week for the Wheeling Modified. Steve was admitted to the hospital last, I believe it was Sunday or Monday, so he missed the race last weekend. Glad to see you healthier and back out here on the track, buddy. We missed you. There's no doubt about it. But Peyton Tulloch bringing the field back to start lap 5 as you see Ronnie Norman bouncing it to the outside. The lights are going to still be on the pace truck. Everyone's going to the outside like they were expecting the lights to go off this time. But Jonathan Wright is going to hold on to his 2nd place. Matt Tucker is going to gain a spot up to 3rd. Brandon Dunford plus 3 positions on that initial start up to 4th. Ronnie Norman plus 4 up into the top 5 with Bolander, Chandler, Thomas, Branson, and Abar rounding out your top 10. But the lights should be off the pace truck this time, folks, to complete lap number 5. It was not a pretty start to this one. Hopefully these drivers can get it together here and they can try to put together some good racing here. But you see it, folks, the lights are off of that Chevy Pace truck. The field going back to side by side here. Tulloch Wright, Tucker Dunford, Norman Bolander, Chandler Thomas, Branson Abar make up your top 5 rows here, coming back to start lap number 7 here at Phoenix. The Pace truck looking for pit road as he is going to make that hard left right back onto pit road. The field in the control of the 17 truck as he is going to lead them down the backstretch here, down into turn number 3. Remember, this backstretch, ever since the reconfiguration here for Phoenix, the start-finish line used to be on this stretch. Well, now it's all the way over by the dogleg. But the 17 of Peyton is going to lead the field back through 3 and 4. They are going to get the white flag this time. Green flag is in the air once again here at Phoenix. And a great launch by the 17. He's going to dip it down onto the dogleg, bringing the 25 and rest that inside line with them. The 25 taking full advantage as he is going to drop it up there, or pull it up there into second, bringing Ronnie Norman with him as Jonathan Wright does not get a good launch in that 04 truck. He's going to fall from second to fourth, but here comes Dunford, here comes Chandler. Here comes Dunford looking to the inside of Jonathan Wright. He's going to carry that momentum from the backstretch into turns number 3 and 4. David Chandler's going to run up the track a little bit, opening up the door for Bolander. Here they all come back into the dogleg as Jonathan Wright's going to continue to fall apart up on that high line as here comes Bolander making the pass. Here comes David Chandler in that high line trying to complete the pass on 5, trying to stay ahead of him, and he will down the backstretch. Side by side right back there as well around that 12th position is Steve Bocock. Don Francisco birthday boy is going to get underneath him in the number 48. He's going to try to get up there as he's going to make the pass here heading down there into the dogleg for 12th. Alberto Abar, one of the rookies of the league, up there in the number 13 Toyota Tundra. He's up there inside the top 11, trying to battle his way back up there inside the top 10. Trenton Branson, one of the veterans of NEXXTCAR on the outside. Alberto Abar on the inside. Here comes Don Francisco. He's going to overshoot the corner. He's going to slide up. Steve Bocock's going to miss him. Here comes the 65 of Mitch. Mitch Diamond's going to take full advantage of it. He's going to try and get a 2-for-1, and he will, as he is going to clear Steve Bocock heading into turn number 1. Mitch Diamond's going to slide up in front of the 12. He's going to barely clear him out of 2. Steve's going to try to maybe give him a bump heading into 3. Big save by the 12. Back out front, Peyton Tulloch has just grown that lead to just over half a second, 0.64 over last week's winner, Matthew Tucker. NEXXTCAR has started the first 2 races off this season here with 2 different winners. Can Tulloch or someone else in the field not named Tucker or Norman make it 3 to start season 2 off? But here comes Tucker, here comes Norman. Here comes Tucker. He has got it under half a second now between himself and that 17. Where does Tucker try to make the pass when he catches him? Side by side for 10th. Christopher Thomas holds that 10th position. Trenton Branson's looking to get it as they continue side by side right in front of Mitch Diamond here heading into turn number 1. The 24 are trying to take over the top 10. But folks, let's get your attention back out front. We got a side by side battle for the lead. 17 outside, 25 inside. Tucker trying to clear him out of 4. He's going to clear him. Here comes Norman. Let's get inside the cockpit of Ronnie Norman's number 6. See what he sees out in front of him as Tucker's going to clear Tulloch out of 2. Here he comes back down that backstretch. You see Tulloch sliding up, opening up the door for Norman. Not only is that going to open up the door for Norman out of turn 4, that's also going to open up the door into the dogleg, and you can see just how aggressive that dogleg gets with the bumping, the bumpiness, and the 6 is going to make the easy pass on the 17. As we got Nicholas Don Francisco on pit road now. Sorry, he is not on pit road. It said he entered pit road, but clearly he did not. But back out front, Tucker looking to hold off your Talladega season opener winner, Ronnie Norman, just 0.45 seconds back. But Tulloch now falling back big time all the way back into fourth. He started on the pole. Well, 16 laps into this one, folks. That 17 truck might be getting a little tight here in this one. Like I said, these drivers are going to have to adapt to this track. It's going to change. Well, you're going to have to adapt and overcome it. But right now, that 17 truck looking like he is struggling right now, not trying to cut that dog leg. Not sure exactly what the strategy is with not doing it, but it is hurting him big time as he is falling from first back to fifth. We have got an absolute parking lot right here from Toby Kelsey on forward as here comes the 14 of Babcock trying to get up there, back up there, and well. Here comes the 21 of Aaron Moore. Toby Kelsey finding himself right in the thick of it all here in that number 8 Chevy Silverado. The 02 of Josh Mayu way up high. Remember that number 14, the Georgia Bulldog Ford F-150 is laps down. So he is not on the lead lap. He's just trying to race and get that lap back the hard way here in this one, folks. But 25 drivers here around this 1 mile track. Babcock, the only driver a lap down, and he is 2 of them. But Steve Bocock really slow into 12. So is Alberto Eibar. I don't know if maybe those two got together. You see a little bit of damage to the back of that number 13 Alberto Eibar truck, and that is maybe slowing him down a little bit. You see the right rear part of that bumper all pushed in right there, and maybe slowing him down a little bit as Aaron Moore's going to drive it in deep, hoping to make it stick. He's going to make it stick. He's going to get to the inside of Eibar, and he is going to try to make that passes. Now, he is going to get up there inside that top 15. Big check up out of 13. But back out front, we had a pass for the lead. Ronnie Norman is going to pick up the lead from Tucker. Tucker trying to battle back. He knows if you let a guy like Ronnie Norman get a big lead, you can kiss this win goodbye. As Ronnie Norman looking to try to pull away from Tucker and the rest of this field. Just over half a second lead now. Nicholas Trudeau all by himself right now in that number 89 Chevy Silverado. He's running around in that 20th position right behind Matthew Erickson, your Season 1 champion in that HVAC Motorsport Design Ford F-150. Like I said, Matthew Erickson is your Season 1 defending champion, so looking to hopefully try to back that up here with another championship. That would be great as he's going to get into the back of Josh Mayu. You saw the contact, folks. The 0-2 probably not going to be happy with that, but more importantly, major damage to the front of the 28. I would not be surprised if he has some sort of radiator damage after that one. You see the hood smashed in, the bumper smashed in, the hood smashed up and wrinkled. Well, major implications for your Season 1 defending champion and major damage to that 0-2. Cole Larson, the son of J.D. Larson, was a little slow as well there. He's going to lose a couple positions back to that 21st position. As both your Larson drivers now bumper to bumper, father and son, running around in the 20th and 21st position. JD the father trying to teach Cool some lessons here in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. But back out front, Ronnie Norman has pulled away to a 1.2 second lead over Matthew Tucker, as we have got David Chandler trying to crack his way inside the top 5, but he's going to be a couple seconds back here as now he is battling with Peyton Tulloch, who that 17 truck is looking like it might be struggling right now. Just 25 laps in, folks. We talked about it. If you do not have a good truck, or if you're having a bad race, you are in for a long one tonight. Peyton Tulloch, it's early, buddy. Don't give up. Try to go out there and, try to rebound as you see Who is that coming off of pit road? Dustin Slonacker coming off of pit road in that number 71. Major damage to the left side and the left rear of that 71 Chevy. Major damage to that 71. That's short track racing, folks. Thought he was gonna come down and pit again, but definitely thought different. Now Babcock just 2 laps down, but Slonacker joins him 5 down. Got a battle here between the 5 and the 65 for 8th. Christopher Thomas holding that position, trying to defend from Mitch Diamond. Mitch Diamond trying to work his way up through this field. He is your biggest mover of the race so far. Plus 11 up to that 9th position. So Mitch Diamond right now, your biggest mover and trying to move forward. But Christopher Thomas trying to slow that progress down a little bit longer as he rides around in that 8th position. Now, bringing the battle to that 17 truck. Peyton Tulloch definitely struggling right now as he is losing ground and he is losing positions as well. Here comes Mitch Diamond looking to the outside of the 5, trying to maybe carry a little more speed. He's going to get right to the back bumper of the 5. He's going to get around the 5. Slide job on the 5. Thomas trying to maybe get back to the bumper to try maybe a little bump and run maybe a little bit. But here comes Mitch Diamond. Let's jump inside the 5's cockpit here and see what he sees. 17 up the track, opening up the door to the 65 side by side down the backstretch, heading into turn number 3. Christopher Thomas going to drive it in deep up to the back bumper of the 65 he goes. Yeah, let's check out this dog leg here. Cutting it, he's going to clear the 17. Heading into turn number 1, side by side. The 17 battling right back. Here comes Don Francisco at the tail end of this one, trying to fight his way back up there as he's behind Trenton Branson. Branson is your last driver inside the top 10. Don Francisco trying to make his way back inside the top 10. Trenton Branson from Cahokia, Missouri, holding on to that 10th position. Tulloch now threatened with dropping outside the top 10. Here comes Don Francisco. That 17 truck is struggling, but Don Francisco thinks better of it, tucks back in behind him. The 17 just continues to miss these corners, sliding up the track, and right around goes Don Francisco with one of the easiest passes he will have all night long. 2.5 second gap here between first and second. Norman continues to lead Tucker and the rest of the field. Jonathan Wright rounding out your top 5. Here on lap 34 of 120. Got a big battle here between the 29, the 14's 2 laps down to Babcock, but the 29 and the 21 battling out here for 12th. Turner holds that position. Aaron Moore trying to take that from him, but here comes Turner up to the back bumper, the 17 of Tulloch. Tulloch just continues to fall back in that number 17 Chevy. Definitely not the start to this race he wanted. Here comes Babcock right behind the 29. Remember, Babcock is 2 laps down in this one, trying to get back up there and trying to get some of these laps back. He's going to get underneath Tulloch. So does the rest of the field. As here comes Babcock. Here comes Turner. And now Here comes Aaron Moore in a bright yellow, number 21. And then how about Toby Kelsey? What a rebound he has had so far. He's back up there into the 14th position after being involved in that first incident. He has rebounded nicely so far in this one. We talked about it at Auto Club last week. He was a man on a mission and looking like he was going to be on his way to victory lane for his first time in the Truck Series. Well, a late race caution came out, and he ran out of fuel under the pacing laps, giving the way to Matt Tucker. Toby Kelsey finished 2 laps down in that one. Definitely not the race he was looking that he was going to have just a couple of feet prior. But, you know, that's the way racing goes sometimes. Sometimes luck is on your side, and sometimes it isn't. Well, last week it was not on Kelsey's side at all in those closing laps. But rebounding here in this one from the last laps at Auto Club last week, and then the first caution of the night here in this one. He was involved in that one, but looking to try to rebound in that number 8. Douglas Hess being scored a lap down, 2 laps down now in that number 15. He started up there in the 3rd position. Well, he is not having a good race right now either, as he is minus 20 spots back there in that 23rd position. So several of these guys starting up at the front of the field. Well, right now, 40 laps in, they are not finding themselves up there where they started. Himself and Peyton Tulloch, as you see Tulloch now back into the 15th position, now 16th, as Trudeau is going to make his way up into the top 15. Nick Trudeau from Charlton, Massachusetts here. He won 2 championships over on the NASCAR Heat era. Looking to try to back that up with his first championship this season. Right now, he's sitting perfect inside the top 5 with a lot of racing left in this one, folks. After tonight, these drivers still have 7 races left in the season. And when we close it out at Rockingham, these drivers still got a long way to go and a lot of points to be made up and lost. As you can see him working his way around the lap car of Jimmy Emos, but Nick Trudeau up inside the top 15 here tonight in Phoenix. But Ronnie Norman up to a 3.3 second lead here at Phoenix, folks. Matt Tucker just nowhere to be found behind him. You see the gap right there. Ronnie Norman looking like a man on a mission right now here at Phoenix. Leading the field out of turn number 4. He's at the line right now. Let's jump back to Tucker, who is going to be at the line right now. 3.8 seconds behind, folks. And then Brandon Dunford, 5.4 seconds behind Norman. But right now, Ronnie Norman showing the field how it is done here at Phoenix as we are closing in on Cole Larson, the driver in 18th, to go 1 lap down. Bocock, Erickson, Larson, Emos, Hess, Babcock, Sloanacker, all laps down here in this one. Looking to try to put down the 18th driver is your leader, Ronnie Norman, right behind him. But these drivers back here continue to battle side by side, bumper to bumper. Aaron Moore in the 21, Robert Babcock in the 14. Remember, Babcock 2 laps down. Aaron Moore on the lead lap in 12th, trying to battle his way up there. Here comes Tucker. He's going to be battling with Hess here. Remember, Hess is now a couple laps down, so he's trying to hold on to second here. But Dunford really starting to pick up speed here as Tucker must be falling off big, as that gap is getting slower and smaller here between Tucker and Dunford. So here before long, we are going to have ourselves a battle for second. Nick Trudeau's worked his way up into the 14th position after passing Toby Kelsey. Kelsey right behind him in that number 8 Chevy. Nick Trudeau made the pass a couple laps ago over to Luck to get inside the top 15. Well, now Trudeau, not satisfied with that, picks off another one up into position 14. But folks, 48 laps into this one, I think it is time to NEXXTCAR it up here at Phoenix. The field's pretty spread apart. It sounds like we're going to have ourselves a nice loud one here in this one. But folks, let's go ahead and let's get the volume on these trucks turned up and let's NEXXTCAR it up. All right, folks, we are about to have ourselves a big battle for second here in this one as Jonathan Wright has made his way past Brandon Dunford for third. And for just a split second, it was looking like he was going to be right on the back bumper of Tucker, but he has made the pass over Dunford. Now, battling with the 12 of Steve Bocock, that is going to open up the door for the 19 as he is going to get a great launch and great run out of turn number 2 down the backstretch, but nowhere he can go with it with the 12 underneath them here. Steve Bocock mixing it up with the leaders here for third and fourth. And then here comes Bolander in fifth, running the same track as the 19. Bolander right behind the guys in front of him. Steve Bocock's going to slip up off of turn 2. That's going to open up the door for the number 4. He's going to get to the inside of Bocock. He's going to drive it in there. He's going to try and get past them here through turns 3 and 4. They're going to get tight off of 4, but Bolander using the dog leg should be able to clear the 12 easily. He is not, though. Bocock holding his own on the outside. Now the 4 is going to try and slide up in front of him. He's not going to be able to. This is going to get tight. But the 4 is going to finally get past the 12. But he is going to lose himself a ton of time to Dunford in front of him. Caution is out for the second time tonight as Robert Babcock's night continues to get worse as he has brought out your second caution of the night. That is not what Norman wanted to see with a 10-second lead, folks. 10-second lead for Ronnie Norman. Well, let's back it up and see what happened here to the number 14 of Robert Babcock. Heading through the dog leg here. It looks like the 21 of Aaron Moore coming out of turn number 4 gets up into the wall. Nick Trudeau didn't realize it, and the 14 looks like he tried to come down. No, the 14 just loses it right in front of Nick. I thought maybe Nick got into the back of the 14 a little bit, not expecting him to come down the track there. Let's go ahead and back it up and jump inside the cockpit of the 89 and see exactly what Nick Trudeau saw on this one. Let's see what Nick saw out of turn number 4 here. Yeah, no, Babcock just loses it all on his own trying to avoid the 21. But folks, and now the 14 is on his roof. Now the 14 of Robert Babcock was just on his roof on the backstretch. You guys know what that means. We are going to have to back it up and see just what transpired there. How did he end up on his roof? Ericsson involved in this one. Several other drivers as well. Bocock trying to come to pit road. Misses pit road. And then Babcock gets involved. Up and over he goes in front of Ericsson. Steve Bocock missing pit road. Tries to make a late decision to come down pit road. And that brings out mayhem. But folks, Ronnie Norman's pit stop is done. And he is down and away here on lap 58. He is going to hold on to the lead. But not a 10-second lead like he had. I told you, folks, Matt Tucker probably knew it too. But when you let a guy like Ronnie Norman get to that lead and get a couple seconds, well, you can kiss that win goodbye. He got lucky with this caution because it was about a 10-second lead that Ronnie Norman and that number 6 had on the rest of this field here at Phoenix. Ronnie Norman from Terre Haute, Indiana, coming here to the NEXXTCAR Racing League. He ran a couple races last season in both the Truck and Cup. Well, this season he is going full-time racing, folks, and he showed it off in Talladega, winning the first race of the season, looking to try to go 2 for 3 here at Phoenix and try to go back to victory lane here in Season 2. He's got the other winner right behind him as well, Matthew Tucker from Anderson, Indiana. He is your Cup Series Season 1 champion, but trying to back that up with a great performance here in the Truck Series to try to get the Truck Series championship. Matt Tucker won last week at Auto Club. We've talked about it. Toby Kelsey running out of gas under the final caution pace laps, giving way to Matt Tucker. Well, now, both of your 2 winners this season are going to be restarting here on lap 60, side by side after just the second caution. You know, these drivers started it out rough with the major implications on lap 1. Well, these drivers then turned around and went 57 laps of green flag hard racing. That is what I love about the Truck Series drivers. They may start these races out rough, but they will clean it up immediately. And you guys witnessed it to perfection here tonight. But looking to try to go back to some green flag racing down the backstretch is the 6. Is going to be leading the field back to the Geico restart zone here for just the 3rd restart of the night. 6:25, 04:19, 4:65. Your top 3 rows as the green flag is going to be back out. Toby Kelsey, or not, Matt Tucker did not get a good launch. He's already down in the 3rd. Here comes the 19, but here comes Jonathan Wright in the 04. But here comes Tucker right back. Don Francisco and several others around out back. The field flying apart through turns 1 and 2. Nicholas Don Francisco involved in this one. You see the 17 of Peyton Tulloch. Major damage to your pole sitter. Let's back it up and see what happened here with the 48 heading through turns 1 and 2. He's on the outside. Nothing really happening. Just came down a little bit, and Mayhem out back. I told you these restarts are going to be insane, folks. Well, they have been here in this one, no doubt about it. Let's jump inside your blimp here, up into the HVAC Designs blimp here, heading into turn number 2. You see the 48 diving it in there. The 24 just happened to be there, and then just pile driving each other out back as they continue to crash. Jimmy Emos involved in this one. The 12, the 17. Let's back it up and see what exactly happened to Peyton Tulloch, as his spin was way behind the field. Runs into the back of Jimmy Emos. Emos checks up for the crash. Well, Peyton does not. So that is what transpired there for your third caution. It was a big one, folks. So can these drivers overcome it with some more green flag racing here in this one? But folks, we are going to step away for a quick break here under these pace laps. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here to bring you more of the action from Phoenix Raceway.
Caught in the crossfire. Faith still needs a gun. Whose ammunition justifies the wrong? And I can't see from the backseat, so I'm asking from above. Can I trust what I'm given, even when it cuts? So heaven, if you sent us down, so we can build a playground for the sinners to play your saints. You'd be so proud of what we made. I hope you got some beds around, 'cause you're the only refuge now for every mother and every child, every brother is caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire. It's caught in the crossfire.
All right, folks, you see it. The pace truck has hooked the hard left back onto pit road, handing the control to the field back into the hands of the number 6 of Ronnie Norman, with the 04 of Jonathan Wright on his outside. Matthew Tucker in row number 2 on the inside. Brandon Dunford on the outside. Here they go back into turn number 3 and 4, looking for the Geico restart zone right there on the exit of turn 4. Green flag's going to be back out in the air here at Phoenix, as Jonathan Wright does not get another good restart in that high line. Right there in the high line is not looking like it's the place to be as they head back down here into turn number 1. We are over halfway through in this one, folks. It has been a pretty good race so far. Only 3 cautions, one of which happened on lap 1. Then we went 57 green flag laps without a caution, and then we got our second one, and the caution's going to fly for the 4th time tonight. Matthew Erickson, David Chandler involved in this one. Major implications on the backstretch as the one stuck up on the wall. The number 1 Bud Light Platinum Toyota of David Chandler. Major implications for the one. Let's back it up and see what partook here in this one. Several of these guys having to get towed. backed it up a little further here. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Nope. There we go. The 15 got sideways in front of Erickson a little bit. The 14's going to get up there. He's going to give the 15 a little bit of a shot right there. The 15's going to go around, and then Slonacker on the outside of David Chandler. Back across the field goes David Chandler in front of the 28. Nowhere to go for him. And then nowhere to go for the 14 of Babcock either. Let's go ahead and let's back it up here. And we are going to jump inside the cockpit of that number 28 of Matthew Erickson. We talked about it at Talladega. You know, you don't know when things are going to happen and you can't react to them. Well, that was another one of those incidents here for that 28 truck. Let's back it up here. You can see Slonacker on the outside. There goes the 15 right there. Just barely missing it, but then the 1 coming back across the field right in front of Erickson. Up and over goes the 1 up onto the wall. And that is going to mean that those two drivers have got to get hooked to the tow truck here. And neither one of those guys are going to have a good turnaround in this one. But Ronnie Norman continuing to lead the way here as they look to start lap 70 here at Phoenix. 50 to go here, folks. 50 laps to go. As you see, Chandler, Erickson, Slonacker, Babcock, all still on pit road after that one. Getting towed, getting some damage fixed. A lot of damage to the 28. Look at that thing. Absolutely looks like it just went through a shredder. A shredder of the 1 truck coming back across the field. Absolutely nothing that David Chandler could do there. I mean, yeah, he did come up into Slonacker, whether that was just the crew chief not telling him that he was out there, or maybe, you know, David got loose, which is very possible coming out of turn number 2 and just had to chase it up the track. I don't know. But just nothing David did wrong. You know, he couldn't prevent his number 1 truck from coming back across the field. No doubt about it, but definitely not what you want to see if you are a fan of that 28 truck. But let's go ahead and let's check out your weather here. That track temp continuing to drop now down to just 92 degrees Fahrenheit. The air temperature still 77, but that track temp continuing to drop, which is going to give these drivers just a little more grip as this race progresses. Still partly cloudy skies here with the winds at 10 mile an hour now blowing out of the north. But folks, the lights are off on that pace truck. It is time to go back racing here in this one in race number 3 of season 2 here at Phoenix. 4 cautions so far through the first 70 laps. Here for a short track, especially one as difficult as Phoenix. I think we have had ourselves a pretty good race so far, folks. But let's not jinx it. Let's get back to some green flag racing as the 6 is going to try to lead the field back into the Geico restart zone through turns 3 and 4. Once again, the green flag is going to be in the air here at Phoenix as the 25 of Tucker, once again, that outside line does not get a good launch. Already losing several positions is the 25 of Tucker. Here comes Dunford in the 19, trying to pick up another one as he's looking to the inside of the 04. Jonathan Wright says, no, sir. Shuts the door on him. Coming out of turn number 2. Side by side down the backstretch they go. 19 inside, 25 outside with the 65 and the 4 side by side right behind them. This is exactly what Ronnie Norman wants to see out front. He wants to see these guys battling side by side and pushing each other hard, because all that is going to do is allow that number 6 to pull away, as it is going to get tight out of turn number 2 with the 25 and the 19. But they're going to keep it going straight. Now, here comes the 4 on the outside. Mitch Diamond trying to bring the battle 3 wide out of turn number 4, heading into the dog leg. 3 wide here at Phoenix. That's going to get tight. They're going to keep it out of each other. They're going to keep it going straight. Now, just 2 wide. Here comes the 65. 25 saves it through turns 1 and 2. 4 wide down the backstretch, trying to miss the 25. I don't think Tucker still expected him to be 3 wide. And he came down the track as if the 65 was not on the inside of him. Here comes the 5. He's going to have a bunch of damage. You see it all. He has got an absolute ton of damage on that number 5, but still holding his own there in that 12th position. That is Christopher Thomas, Sheepdog, as most of us in the league know him as, in that number 5 Columbia Chevy Silverado, holding his own in 12th with that damage. But back out front, Ronnie Norman already up to just under a 2-second lead here in this one. We talked about it. He wanted to see these guys battling side by side, pushing hard here, because all that is going to do is let him just set his sight on the checkered flag, not have to worry about anything out back, and he has pulled out to a 1.7 second lead already. But side-by-side battling continues out back. How about the 29 of John Turner? What a race he is having so far in that 3rd position. He's had himself a very quiet night from Jackson, Kentucky, but that 29 is slowly but surely and quietly worked his way up there into the podium in 3rd. But he has got an absolute battle going on in his mirror between the 04, the 65, and the 4. Side by side, the 2 American Badass Racing teammates. The 04 of Wright, 65 of Diamond, battling it out. Here comes Bolander trying to work his way inside the top 5. Here comes To Luck in the 17 as well. And how about Trenton Branson in the number 24? Involved in a couple issues early on, but he has rebounded nicely. He has worked his way up into the top 8, but Peyton To Luck has worked his way back up into 7th. You saw him early on in this race, folks. He was falling like a rock. He got the pull, and at the time of the 2nd caution, he had fallen all the way back to the 19th position. So not a good start to the race for that 17 truck, but looking like he maybe made some adjustments, got some things fixed on that truck, and he's looking to try to work his way back up there just along with that 25 of Tucker, who has worked his way up there inside the top 10, up to 9th now, as he is battling with Nick Trudeau. The 25 is going to push off the turn. Here comes Trudeau, a little loose. Got a little air loose there coming out of turn number 2. That all resulted with the 25 pushing up. Here comes the 8 of Kelsey, who was involved in that first caution on the first lap of the race. He's trying to rebound from the last couple laps of Auto Club last week. In the first lap of tonight, he is rebounded here, looking to hopefully get some more, but running around in that 11th position. What a rebound for that number 8 as well. Getting up into the wall a little bit, there was the 8. He does have quite a bit of damage to the nose of that number 8, but it does not look like it's slowing him down one bit here. Is John Turner still holding on to that 3rd position, has an absolute mirror full of the teammates behind him. The 04 on the outside, 65 on the inside. The 65 not able to keep the momentum run out of 2. Here comes the 04 looking to the inside of the 29 for 3rd. Will he make the pass through turns 3 and 4 back to the line? Heading into the dog leg should give him the position. Jonathan Wright has worked his way now back up inside the top 3. Here comes Mitch Diamond trying to follow suit. And here comes Bolander behind him. Side by side to 29. Oh, that's going to get tight. Jimmy Emos up against the wall. Everybody's going to make it through. That got tight there for the battle for 5th. That was definitely about as tight as it gets right there, folks. But you see the 89 of Trudeau way up high. He trying to work his way around To Luck here, trying to get up there into the 7th position. To Luck really slow down the backstretch. He's going to fall now all the way back to 9th. Here comes Kelsey and Tucker. Right now, your biggest mover of the race is that 29 of John Turner, plus 19 positions. Your biggest loser of the race, Robert Babcock, -17. Definitely not the award that you want. There is no doubt about it. But caution is out for the 5th time tonight, as we're going to try to find out what exactly brought this one out, as our timing screen isn't showing anything here. Jimmy Emos is on pit road. He popped up red. Erickson's still getting some of his damage fixed. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on the timing screen that brought out that one. Maybe just one of those phantom cautions. But folks, pit road is going to be busy, as they have 34 laps to go this time. Mitch Diamond leading the top 4 on back onto pit road here in this one, leaving Norman, Dunford, Wright, and Mayu all on the track. Your top 4 drivers right now did not pit. Number 20, running the number 19 on his truck, that is Cole Larson. He is staying out. But your top 4 drivers looking like Mayu might be coming to pit road this time. So is Jonathan Wright. So is Ronnie Norman. Now, the rest of your top 4 pitting. Interesting strategy there by those guys. Staying out a lap later, maybe making sure that they have enough fuel to make it. I didn't think Ronnie Norman was going to turn left there and miss those water barrels. But Ronnie Norman making his way into his pit box. Let's get your track map up. You see those guys pitting. This is going to be interesting to see, as you do see them losing spots here in this one. That's what I was interested with them pitting. Is that going to cost them positions? And you see it. It has. Ronnie Norman came in your leader. Well, now he finds himself back there in that 12th position. Actually, back into the 13th position now goes that number 6. So it's going to be interesting to see, how does the 6 work his way back up through this field. We have yet to really see Ronnie in traffic here tonight. Well, will he be able to work his way back up front? Or now that he's back in dirty air and back in traffic, will that affect how this number 6 truck runs? But Mitch Diamond is now your leader here at Phoenix. As you see the 71 and the 14 looking to get the wave around this time, as the lights are off on the iRacing pace truck. We are going back racing here on lap 90 out of 120. 31 laps to go at the drop of the green flag here on this restart. This race, folks, is just now starting. It's go time here at Phoenix. This track can be very hard to pass at, and it's very hard to keep your momentum, so you got to make passes when they present themselves. So right now, these restarts are getting very crucial, as we are getting closer and closer to the end of this one, folks. But Mitch Diamond, control of the field in the number 65's hands. Turner on the outside. That outside line has not been the place to be on these restarts, if they have not gotten the great launches all race long. Bolander in 3rd, Tullock 4th, Trudeau 5th, Kelsey 6th. Green flag's going to be back in the air here at Phoenix, as the outside line does not go once again. 4 wide through the dog leg here in this one. Dunford and the rest of the field out back is going to crash in this one. They were 4 wide. Jimmy Emos comes out and takes out the 5. Let's back it up and see what happened. It all started with the 4 wide. We were talking about it. The race was just heating up. Well, that 19, I don't think he knew they were 4 wide. He just comes right up. I mean, Steve could have went up a little bit, but he had a guy on his outside. Dunford, I don't think, knew that they were 4 wide. And then Jimmy Emos just driving it in there. But, man, we talked about it. That dog leg on these restarts were going to be insane, folks. Well, it just proved itself there. But, folks, we're going to step away here for a quick break. We got 30 laps left here at Phoenix Raceway in the NEXXTCAR Truck Series. Don't go anywhere, folks, because this race is just heating up. All right, folks, the lights are off on the pace truck as they are coming back through turns 1 and 2 once again here in this one, looking to go back racing this time. The pace truck back on pit road. Let's get your tower back up here. 6 cautions so far in this one, looking to go back racing with 26 laps to go here at Phoenix Raceway in Avondale, Arizona. The 65, Mitch Diamond leading the field back into the Geico restart zone. Green flag's going to be back in the air here at Phoenix, and once again, that inside line prevails. Here comes Trudeau in the 89. 3 wide out back. 4 wide heading into turns number 1 and 2, but they keep it going straight. The 04 is going to slide up. He's going to get bumped. The 04 is going to go round. We are under caution once again here in Phoenix as Jonathan Wright's going to lose it through turns 1 and 2. Let's back it up and see what happened here in this one. I mean, we saw it firsthand, folks. They were 4 wide at one point. You see the 04 down on the apron. Slides up, gets a little bit of contact there with the 24, and then Kelsey just gave him a little bit of the bumper there. And right around goes the 04. Let's jump inside the cockpit of Kelsey and see what else he saw. Right there's the 04. I don't even know if Kelsey really made contact with him. I think Kelsey was able to see it happening and was able to hit the brakes and miss him. But just once he made the contact, Mitch Diamond right there into the left rear quarter panel of the 24, Trenton Branson, I think that was all she wrote, and right around she went. But folks, we have 23 laps to go this time here at Phoenix. Is Alberto Eibar getting one of his laps back here at Phoenix? That is going to put Alberto Eibar back on the lead lap here. Steve Bocock in 18th. Your first driver 2 laps down as Chandler is out of this one. Erickson still on pit road getting some damage fixed in that number 28. Remember, Erickson is your defending Season 1 champion. Not having to start to the season as he was hoping for. But still got a lot of time to rebound, Matt. Keep your head up and... you're a champion for a reason, brother. You can definitely turn this season around, but we should be going back racing this time. The lights should go off on the pace truck this time as they cross the start-finish line. And nope, they're still on. All right. But Alberto Eibar getting his lap back. He's coming down to do his pit stop as well. So we have got 15 drivers on the lead lap here in this one, folks. Steve Bocock is your first one a lap down in that number 12. He is currently sitting 2 laps down. But Chandler out. Erickson still on pit road as we just talked about. Bocock 2 laps down. Mayu 5. Slonacker 15. Hess 16. Babcock 18. Emos 28. So a bunch of these guys not having the race that they wanted. But we should see the lights go off on that Chevy Silverado this time. There it is. You see the lights go off. The field back to side by side. We talked about it. This race is just now heating up. Diamond Trudeau, Bolander Turner, Tucker Tullock, Branson Don Francisco, Norman Dunford. Your first 5 rows here on the 7th caution coming to the 8th restart of the night. The pace truck hooking that hard left. Hopefully this is the last caution of the night, folks. So these drivers are going to be looking to get as much out of it as they can. The 65, Mitch Diamond, has yet to win this season as he is going to lead the field back into the Geico restart zone through turns 3 and 4 once again here tonight. Nick Trudeau, how does he do on that outside line? It has been rough, but green flag is going to be back out in the air. The 89 is going to do about as good of a job as anyone as tonight. He's still going to keep it side by side with the guy in second, but now falling back big time is Trudeau's. Here comes Turner into 29. Still side by side coming out of turn number 2. Turner's going to try to jump inside or back to the outside, but Tullock's out there. He's going to get to the back bumper of Trudeau, almost getting into the left quarter panel of him, making him go up the track a little bit. But here comes Trudeau trying to battle back on the inside of the 4. Has nowhere to go with Tucker down there, but side by side for second. Here comes Trudeau looking to the outside of Tucker. He's going to try to get the big run out of turn number 2. He's going to get it. He's going to carry it to the outside. They're going to be side by side heading into turn number 3. $19 laps to go. Not sure. We're going to have to do some fixing of this thing through this week, folks. You guys saw it up top. It was all messed up with the 19 to go. Like I said, SDK Gaming had a huge update. Oh, watch out, Tucker. The 29 all over the back bumper of the 25 through the dogleg. Here comes Norman, the guy that is absolutely dominated tonight. We talked about it. How is that number 6 going to handle in traffic and then in dirty air? But he has worked his way back up there in no time. 18 to go, 17 to go this time. Norman already back up inside the top 5. Dunford trying to work his way back up. Same with Wright. You saw Jonathan Wright just go around a couple cautions ago. Caution is out for the 8th time tonight as Robert Babcock once again, his night goes from bad to worse. We're going to have to back it up here and see what happened with Robert Babcock. Just loses it all by himself. Absolutely nobody around him. Heading into turn number 3. Just gets back to the gas a little too early, I guess. And right around she goes. Let's jump inside the cockpit here and see what he sees. Yep, just loses it all by himself. But folks, we have 16 laps to go here in this one. Bolander's going to give up the top 3 position. Tulloch is going to come down pit road as well. Here comes the 29 of Turner. He's going to lead these guys off of pit road. The 4 of Bolander, 89 of Trudeau. 48 Don Francisco, 24 Branson. The 19, the 8, 5, 20. And down and away goes the 17. But folks, 15 laps to go in this one, and the man on a mission so far tonight has found himself up here in 3rd in a great position to get up there into 2nd on this restart. Ronnie Norman has absolutely had the truck to beat tonight. That number 6 has been absolutely the best truck out there on this track all night long. Can he continue to work his way back up there? He restarted deep into the field a couple cautions ago, but taking full advantage of the mistakes of others, he finds himself up there in the 3rd position right now with these laps winding down here at Phoenix. $14 laps to go. We might see the lights go off on that pace truck this time. There it is, folks. The lights are off on the Chevy Silverado pace truck leading the field back around Phoenix Raceway, the flat 1-mile track. These drivers have had themselves a pretty solid night so far, folks. Can they continue it here in this one? They are going to receive the green flag with 12 laps to go. Diamond Tucker, Norman Dunford, Wright Abar, Turner Bolander, Trudeau Don Francisco, making up your first 5 rows here on the 8th caution of the night. The 25 trying to pinch the 65 down as much as he can here, heading into the Geico restart zone. Beating and banging. Green flag's going to be back in the air here in this one. The 25's going to get himself a great launch on that one. Tucker trying to get his way back into victory lane in back-to-back weeks. Diamond trying to hold off one of the best in the business in the 6. Here comes his teammate in the 04. That's Jonathan Wright. Norman's going to clear Tucker, but here comes Norman. Here comes Dunford. Caution is out once again as Alberto Abar goes around out back. 9th caution of the night. 11 laps to go. You see Christopher Thomas up against the outside wall as well. Don Francisco coming back down, trying to dive bomb it into turn number 3. Just barely clips the left rear bumper of the 13. You saw it. We're gonna right there, and just turns him hard right. Let's jump inside the cockpit of that number 48. You see him getting a big run here. Tries to go to the inside right there. Just makes contact with the 13. Alberto Abar just nowhere to go in that one. You saw it. Just could not prepare for that one at all. Alberto Abar coming down pit road, getting the damage fixed. He's going to be back out on the track. But, folks, we have got ourselves 10 laps to go. 9 to go this time. Diamond and Norman are going to make up your front row on this restart. Probably not the place that Norman wants to be. He has seen that high line struggle on these restarts. Now, he's going to find himself on that high line on this one. Can he change the way that high line has been on the restarts? Well, folks, he is going to have to get himself one heck of a launch on this one, because he is going to have Tucker all over the inside of him as they head down into that dogleg. That inside line has prevailed each and every time on these restarts. Well, can that 6 truck change how that outside line has been all race long? Your top 10: Diamond, Norman, Tucker, Dunford, Wright, Turner, Trudeau, Bolander, Kelsey, and Don Francisco. Branson, Tulloch, Larson make up your top 13. But, folks, we should see the lights on the pace truck go off this time. We should see the field double up here. They should be going back racing with 7 laps to go. There it is. The lights are off. The field doubling up. Reach up there and pull them seatbelts tight. Make sure they're as tight as they can get, because, folks, these drivers are about to lay it all out on the line. These restarts have been crazy. Well, this one might be the most crazy one of the night. They know there's a potential this could be the last restart of the night, so they need to get as much as they can. The 6 restarting on that high line, not where he wants to be. Diamond, Tucker, Wright on that inside line, exactly where they want to be. Back down the back stretch they go, heading into turn number 3. Diamond looking for that looking for that Geico restart zone as soon as they exit turn number 4. There it is. Green flag's going to be back out in the air here at Phoenix. The 6 does not get the good launch. The 25 does. Here comes the 04. Jonathan Wright trying to look to the inside of the 25. He's not going to quite get there. Here comes the 25. Tucker drives it in deep into turns 1 and 2. Oh, 24. Trent Branson's going to go around out back. Caution's going to fly once again. You saw it happening out back, folks. Right on the exit of turn number 4. Just loses it all by himself. Maybe a little bit of contact there, actually. And then the 12 just hard on the brakes on the outside, locks him up a little too much, and right into the 24 he goes. But folks, we are going to have less than 5 laps to go when we go back racing. They should go back racing with 2 or 3 left. This should not be a green-white checkered. These drivers should have 2 or 3 laps left when they go back racing in this one. It should be regulation. We should not be at a green-white checkered yet. But folks, we are going to step away. We are going to be back to bring you maybe the most hectic restart of the night. We're going to save our voice for it. We will be right back to bring you the end of this one. Don't go anywhere, as it is just now heating up. There it is, folks. The lights are off on the pace truck this time. We are going back racing with 2 laps left in regulation. This is not a green-white checkered finish, folks. 2 laps left on this restart. Diamond, Tucker, looking to get the best restart of the night. Right behind Diamond. Norman on the outside behind Tucker. Folks, this is what these drivers live for. 2-lap shootout. Make sure them tight belts are tightened as much as they can be. Them seat belts better be fastened. Green flag is going to be back out in the air here for 2-lap shootout at Phoenix. Diamond with the big launch. Here comes Norman trying to get to the outside. Here comes Tucker cutting it to the inside. Here comes Dunford. 3 wide out back. We we stay green down the backstretch even with all the smoke. Here comes Mitch Diamond. White flag in the air here at Phoenix, presented by HVAC Designs. Teammates, 65 in the 04, battling it to the checkered flag here at Phoenix. Mitch Diamond, next, flag ends it. Checkers or yellow. Here comes Tucker. The 04 is going to throw it in there. The 65 is going to block him. The bumpers don't get used. Here comes Norman. 3 wide for second, but Mitch Diamond's going to hold on for the win here at Phoenix. And the NEXXTCAR Truck Series starts out with 3 different winners for Season 2. Mitch Diamond survives a crazy one at Phoenix. Mitch Diamond survives it. Getting his first win of Season 2 here at Phoenix. You see everybody congratulating him at the start-finish line, letting the man do his burnout. One of the best in NEXXTCAR, buddy. Burn it down. The 2 teammates battling it out in the final 2 laps, going nose to nose at the start-finish line for the burnout here. Mitch Diamond survives the crazy one in the desert. The American Badass Racing Team burning it down together here at Phoenix. But folks, let's go ahead and let's get your race results up here for this one at Phoenix. Let's get your race results up, as apparently that is going to get you your practice. There we go. Maybe this one will work. And it does. All right, your winner, Mitch Diamond, is going to get it done here in the desert. Jonathan Wright, his teammate, in second. Ronnie Norman, the man with the best truck all night long, finishes in third. Matt Tucker in fourth. Nick Trudeau rebounding for fifth. Brandon Dunford 6th, John Turner 7th, Peyton Tullock rebounds to 8th, Nicholas Don Francisco in 9th, Toby Kelsey 10th, Andrew Bolander 11th. I'm not exactly sure what the camera's looking at right now, so yeah, this is an interesting camera. But Cole Larson 12th, Aaron Moore 13th, Alberto Abar 14th, JD Larson in 15th, Christopher Thomas 16th, Trenton Branson 17th, Josh Mayu 18th, 19th is going to go to Steve Bocock, 20th Dustin Slonacker, Douglas Hessen 21st, Robert Babcock in 22nd with Jimmy Emos 23rd, David Chandler 24th, Matthew Erickson rounding out your top 25. Folks, don't go anywhere because we are going to have some hyped up post-race interviews here in this one. Don't go anywhere, folks. We are going to be right back for your post-race interviews from Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, let's go. I'm unstoppable, do the impossible. I'm irresponsible, yet I'm phenomenal. I got an arsenal, I'm dropping bombs, you know. No, I'm not stopping, no. Conquer the obstacle. To the top, here I go, think I'm chosen to be the king of rock, think the people have spoken. I can hear the tick-tock of the clock, I'm in motion. So now I'm gonna pop, causing all this commotion.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
Yeah, let's go. I don't care what they all say. That's right. I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play. Yeah. I'm addicted to the grind, man. That's right. So I refuse to waste time, man. Yeah. One day it all will be fine, man. Let's go. Gotta commit to the climb, you know, man. We're back with the Guinness, setting records every minute, every track, in addiction to the fact that we're winning. Still we lack, something's missing. Need a track that is hitting, making racks, making millions. Oh, yeah. If you ask, that's a mission. I don't waste time, no, I make time. All these people wanna hate, fine, I'ma make mine. While you sitting there complaining, I'll be training. While you sitting there just waiting, I'm creating.
Yeah, sometimes I think that I'm unstoppable. Yeah, ready to go, man, lock and load. That's right, I swear to God that I could drop you, bro. Yeah, I got a shot and I ain't stopping, no. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable. That's how I know that I'm unstoppable.
All right, folks, welcome back here to the post-race interviews from a crazy Phoenix Raceway. Mitch Diamond, you were able to survive and bring home your first win of the season.
Oh yeah, man, it was a great race. Tough competition, and positioned myself in the right spot. Unfortunate for the two cars that were ahead of me that couldn't get down to the pits there because track position was everything.
Absolutely. You know, you led 32 laps tonight, the second most of the field. Obviously, Ronnie Norman had the truck to beat all night long. But walk us through your race, because you were involved in an incident early on, I think the second caution, but you were able to rebound and you were able to get that checkered.
Yeah, it was. I was just kind of being patient, just taking my time, and first place was really just gifted to me just because the two front cars weren't able to pit. So I just played it cool and kind of fell in my lap.
Absolutely. Those last two laps, you had to battle one of your best friends, Jonathan Wright, and a teammate. What did you think when you saw him right behind you with that white flag in the air?
I actually slowed way down because I thought a bump was coming. So I slowed way down, and then he didn't bump me. So I just looked like an idiot slowing down too much. But yeah, I was waiting for a big bump and run, but he was pretty nice to me.
It's only an idiotic move if it costed you the win, but it did not. Congrats on your first win of season 2.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your second place finish, Jonathan Wright. What's going on, buddy?
How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brother. You had a very up and down race as well. I mean, you lost it off of turn number 2 all by yourself. I think maybe Kelsey got into the back of you, if I'm not mistaken, at one point, which turned you. But, man, able to rebound for second. What a race.
Yeah, I got spun out a couple times, but one of them was my own doing. I was aggressive and pushed everybody like 3 or 4 wide, so I got turned. It was my own fault. But we fought back. I should have dumped 65. One of these days I will.
Absolutely. You saw that white flag wave and one of your good friends and team owner in front of you or I'm sorry, your teammate in front of you. But what made you from not using that bumper?
I told him before we went green, I was like, I'm going to get clear the 25 and then we'll race it out and then see what happens. But I said, I'm not going to cost both of us the win. So if I can get to you and pass you clean, I will, but I'm not going to wreck you trying to win and cost both of us. So if I could have moved him, I would have. He actually wasn't close enough to hit him. He slowed down too much and I ran in the back of him. And I was like, he slowed down. I was like, well, I'm going to drill him. And I just didn't hit him hard enough. So good job to him. He done what a number 1 draft pick should do. That's win races.
Absolutely, yeah. And it was a tight battle to the start-finish line for second as you, Norman, and Tucker were 3 wide coming to the end.
Yeah, I barely got second. Mitch about screwed me up, little jerk. Watch my language around here. But we pulled out second, 1-2. Then we did some little teammate burnouts, so we'll go get them again next time. Where are we at tomorrow? Phoenix, I think.
Yes, sir.
We'll win tomorrow, too.
Well, I hope not, being a fellow team owner. I hope you don't. But congrats on that 1-2 finish here tonight, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, bud. Thanks for y'all for putting the league on.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your 3rd place finish and maybe the guy with the best truck all night long until that second caution came out. Ronnie Norman, how you doing, man?
I'd be doing better if I was sitting in victory lane, but we'll just take this one with a grain of salt and move on to next week.
Absolutely. Man, you had yourself just under a 10-second lead when that second caution came out. What did that feel like when that second caution came out?
I honestly wasn't really worried about the caution. I knew I was out there pretty far. I was in tire save mode for most of the race, and when the caution came out, I knew hey, we can get our pits done and then hopefully do another 60 and just run it out and maybe get another 10-second lead. But it didn't really work out that well for us. But no, it just I think they've mentioned it. But yeah, the only mistake I made all night was missing pit road. So if that didn't happen, then we would have been the control cars for the rest of those 40 laps there toward the end, and it probably would have been a little bit of a different shake up there. So, but hey, it is what it is, and you just learn from it, and you got to move on and go to the next one.
Absolutely, especially you were definitely giving it your all there in that last restart. I mean, you put down the fastest lap of the race on the last lap of the race, so you were giving it your all. Did you think you had a shot to get up there and get past Jonathan to break up that 1-2 finish as you and him and Tucker were 3 wide?
I don't know. I think we would have maybe needed a 2-lap run to the end rather than just a green-white. I don't really know what all I would have been able to do on the high side. But yeah, I seen that too, that I set the fast lap on the last lap. I didn't expect that, honestly, with me running the high side. But it was basically just keeping my foot in it, coming out of 2, going down the back straightaway, because you never know if the back end is going to give out or if the wall is going to come up too fast on you. But we were able to hang on to it and get a run going down the back straight to try to do something with it, and it just didn't happen. But yeah, like I said, this number 6 Ford F-150 FanDuel truck was fast, and it just sucks that it's one that got away. But it was fun racing, and I want to thank everybody watching, and we'll be back here next Sunday at IRP and see what we can put in victory lane there.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Number 6, undoubtedly the best truck on the track all night, coming home in 3rd. Matt Tucker, what's going on, man?
What's up, Ronnie? How's it going?
I'm doing good. You started 4th, you finished 4th. That's pretty consistent.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It is consistent. I mean, basically ran top 5. Well, ran second that whole stint to Ronnie, the whole first till the second caution, then fell back, got back up to 4th, got to 2nd. That was the big issue, was starting 2nd on the restarts. I don't think if you're starting 2nd, you're sitting duck basically on getting there. So come home 4th, should have probably held off. If I would have changed something differently on that going to the last turn, I probably would have stayed high. But learn from it, take my top 5, and head on to IRP next week.
Absolutely, yeah, you nailed it. Starting in 2nd was not the place to be tonight, and you found yourself on about 90% of the restarts up there in 2nd. One of those times you did try to pinch down Mitch a little bit there. That worked out a little bit, but yeah, you like you said, you were a sitting duck restarting in 2nd. That was the last place you wanted to be.
Yeah, me and I actually made contact with Mitch doing that, so I'm sorry to him, but hopefully it didn't ruin his truck too much, I don't think. But yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. You've that's what me and Andrew were hoping. We ended up starting third and fifth at next one. We are just hoping that we'd go the rest of the way green. And then we ended up second, and I forget where he was at. But yeah, take top 5 and move on. Congrats to Mitch on another win next car.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Congrats on that top 4.
Yep, thanks, Ronnie.
Moving on to your 5th place finisher, Nick Trudeau. You started in 16th. You bring her home in a top 5.
Yeah, I'm super excited about the top 5. To be honest with you, no, I was hoping just for a top 10. So to come home 5th is, no, it was a harder and 5th place. So all the guys that were in the top 5, even throughout the top 10, are really, really great drivers. So the competition was, crazy. And just to be able to pass some of them was really hard. But we probably had the freshest tires later in the race. I think we pitted at like lap 1 something. It was after lap 100. So I gave up third with Andrew, and we pitted. So we had the fresh tires, and I was able to get on that inside lane on a few restarts, and made my way up there. So yeah, it was a good race for us. Didn't practice. Qualifying was my practice, and then kind of used the race as a longer practice. So that first run, that was beneficial, and then just kept running harder and harder throughout the race, and kind of found some speed at the end.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely say you found some speed getting that top 5. So congrats on that, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Moving on to your 6th place, Brandon Dunford. You started in 7th, you +1 up to 6th. You had a pretty solid, quiet night tonight.
Yeah, man, I just want to start off by saying, sorry to Jonathan Wright back on, I think, like lap 70. My braking was just, I was getting in deeper on my braking zone, so I kind of got into the back of him. He was able to keep it straight, so sorry to that. Steve Bocock on, I think, lap 94, something like that. And we just kind of came in there 4 or 5 deep, and I had Jonathan Wright to my inside, and he was just killer on those restarts to that inside. So I just had nowhere to go, kind of got pinched up there. So sorry to those guys. But yeah, I mean, overall, really good race. Obviously, with me and Ronnie missing that pit lane with the way it folded out, that just kind of really shook things up for us. Because on the longer runs, we were definitely faster. And we knew that we could stay out ahead of those guys as long as we had the longer runs. But those cautions toward the end just killed us, and then when you get cautions after cautions like that, people start to get more aggressive. So cautions breed cautions, man. But just happy for the Magellan, 19 Toyota, as fast as we are, we'll take it. Wasn't the performance I wanted, obviously, but we'll take a top 10.
Oh, absolutely. Especially with the way this race went, especially, back there from 5th on back, that was where most of the battling was. The top 4 or 5 would break away, but 6th, 7th, that was a parking lot from like 6th to 12th there for the longest time tonight. And yeah, you mentioned it during the, getting in deeper and deeper into the turns. Well, that was happening a lot tonight. So, you definitely weren't the only one, but yeah, that's something that we've been looking for in NEXXTCAR is people to, own up to those things. And that was great to see you coming out here and doing that. And, we do appreciate it.
Yeah, and I mean, congratulations to Mitch for taking that victory. He said it best, he just kind of fell in his lap, and that's good for him. But I mean, he's got talent too. So, just because it falls in your lap doesn't mean you're going to win it. So, congrats to him to be able to, hold on to that. And because the talent is there, there's a lot of talent out here. So, congratulations to him as well.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Congrats on that top 6. John Turner, I do not believe is in here, so we are going to be jumping to Peyton Tullock. Peyton, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, man. You grabbed the pole. Well, after that first caution, it was anything but the fastest truck out there. What was happening until that second caution?
It's looking back on this weekend, it's going to be one I'm look back on. Just think what could have been. I mean, we got in practice, fastest truck in practice, go out and qualify on the pole, have a bunch of confidence going in, and drive away from the field there. But honestly, starting on the pole might have been the worst thing for me because I just didn't realize how bad I was at saving tires, I guess. And once I got out there and wore my stuff out, I just felt like a rock. And then of course we go over 50 laps out of caution. So by the time, I get back in the thing and I'm trying to figure out how to save my tires like some of these dudes, I just never got to the point where I really had a shot tonight. So frustrating because I know even there at the end, like on the short runs, I was probably one of the guys to beat. And just, it was just a friendly reminder tonight that I'm still very new to this game. I got a lot to learn. Some of these guys have been doing this for a while and know all the tricks and stuff. And I just got to spend more time. I just got to keep putting more laps in and learn more and more about this game. And because I mean, I have the speed, like it was there. It just can't wear all the stuff off in 10 laps and expect to be able to hold off these guys for 50. So um, sad night for us in the 17 truck, but hey, I came back and finished what, eighth or ninth or whatever. So a little bit of a rebound there, and we'll move on next week and hopefully take these lessons we learned tonight and use them at the next track.
Absolutely, yes, sir. Let's go ahead and move on to your point standings here for the Truck Series. Currently sitting as your standings leader, Ronnie Norman continues to hold on to that first place with 108. Well, there's a new guy in second, Brandon Dunford, up there with 94. Matt Tucker in third with 91, tied with Nick Trudeau. Jonathan Wright, after the win, his first win of the season, up there now inside the top 5. But folks, that is going to do it for this one from Phoenix Raceway, as next week the Truck Series goes back short track racing at IRP. Last week it was a pretty good race. These drivers are going to look to back it up once again here in Season 2 with another one. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will catch you guys tomorrow night when the Next Gen Cup cars look to do it all over again from right here at Phoenix Raceway. Have a good one, everybody.